Hi, well, I'm actually Chris's brother. You can tell because I have more hair than he has, and what he has left is grayer, and he's in better shape, I hope, than I am. But this is really just a chance to go through some text passages together, and I hope this is worthwhile, and we can talk more about these in class. Um, so do go through every passage carefully, and one thing, if you don't, then I'll actually come through the screen like that girl in that movie The Ring. Now, I don't know if anyone saw that's probably too old, but anyway, these texts are taken from Jonathan Bennett's earlymoderntext.com. And also, this is brought to you by Kraft. No, just kidding. I'm actually making this at home. Well, in any case, we'll move on here to the first passage that we'll look at together. My reason tells me that as well as withholding assent from propositions that are obviously false, I should also withhold it from ones that are not completely certain and indubitable. So all I need for the purpose of rejecting all my opinions is to find in each of them at least some reason for doubt. I can do this without going through them one by one, which would take forever. Once the foundations of a building have been undermined, the rest of the building crumbles from above. The method of doubt is Descartes' method of finding some belief that he can know with absolute certainty. He wants to doubt every belief that is dubitable or can be doubted in order to find one belief, at least, that can be known for certain, that cannot be doubted. Um, so, in this passage that you're about to read, Descartes is going to make the case that he need not go through each and every belief he holds. He gives a couple of reasons for that, and one of the reasons is going to be an argument by analogy. I'll give you a hint, it concerns a building. And the other one will just be what we might call an argument based on practical considerations. Um, so, how does Descartes make this case that he need not go through each and every belief he holds? I'll let you, if this is your passage, make comments on this in any format you wish: video, audio, or text. Whatever I have accepted until now as most true has come to me through my senses, but occasionally I have found that they have deceived me, and it is unwise to trust fully that which has deceived us even once. As it turns out, Descartes does not think that the argument from illusion should convince us that we can never trust our senses. He thinks that the argument allows us to draw conclusions about our senses, but that they are limited to objects under certain conditions. What are those conditions that to which that the argument that limit the argument? He also gives us some examples of beliefs that the argument from illusion would not call into doubt. This victory, though, will be short-lived, as we'll see in the next argument. But in any case, look at the question either before this video or after this video. Yet although the senses sometimes deceive us about objects that are very small or distant, That doesn't apply to my belief that I am here, sitting by the fire, wearing a winter dressing gown, holding this piece of paper in my hands, and so on. It seems to be quite impossible to doubt beliefs like these, which come from the senses. Another example, how can I doubt that these hands, or this whole body, are mine? Well, folks, this is an exciting night here at Hawkeye Downs. Oh no, sorry about that. But in all seriousness, now we move to an argument that will call into question, well, but it would appear all of our beliefs that come from the senses, at least. Um, what is this argument? How does Descartes make the case that any of our beliefs that any belief that you form based on use of your senses lacks certainty? And I'll let you take a look at the passage. The question's coming. What a brilliant piece of reasoning! As if I were not a man who sleeps at night and often has all the same experiences while asleep as madmen do when awake. Indeed, sometimes even more improbable ones. Often in my dreams I am convinced of just such familiar events, that I am sitting by the fire in my dressing gown, when in fact I am lying undressed in bed. This passage is going to have two parts. An objection that someone might make to the dream argument, but that Descartes doesn't really himself accept, and then Descartes' response to that objection. So for this one, the question is, what's the objection that someone might make against Descartes, and how does he respond to that objection? Yet right now my eyes are certainly wide open when I look at this piece of paper. I shake my head and it isn't asleep. When I rub one hand against the other, I do it deliberately and know what I am doing, as if I didn't remember other occasions when I have been tricked by exactly similar thoughts while asleep. As I think about this more carefully, I realize that there is never any reliable way of distinguishing being awake from being asleep. Descartes notices something about the dream argument, that there are certain beliefs that escape the power of the dream argument, and these are beliefs that are held a priori, independently of experience. For example, mathematical beliefs seem to beat the dream argument. Here's how this would go. Suppose I'm dreaming and I dream that two monsters are chasing me from the left and two other monsters are chasing me from the right. Then when I wake up, I say to Rita, I say, hey, I dreamt four monsters were chasing me. It seems that the mathematics I used in my dream, well, the counting that I used, carries over into awake life. Seems that I get mathematics right whether I'm dreaming or awake. In order to call even a priori beliefs into question, because Descartes does believe they're dubitable, he brings in the evil demon argument, or as I have here, the evil demon hypothesis. In this passage, he talks about this hypothesis. So, I don't know, what is the evil demon argument? How would you put that argument into some sort of structure other than the one Descartes gives us? I will suppose that a powerful, cunning demon has done all he can do to deceive me, rather than this being done by God, who is supremely good and the source of truth. I shall think that the sky, the air, the earth, colors, shapes, sounds, and all external things are merely dreams that the demon has contrived as traps for my judgment. I shall consider myself as having no hands or eyes or flesh or blood or senses, but as having falsely believed that I had all of these because of the work of the evil demon.